All right, we're going to talk about spheres. So please make sure that you have this light purple packet with these examples. Your reference sheet, okay, so we can find volume and spheres and a calculator. So with these things, let's go ahead and get started. I want you to know that we are dealing with spheres. And so that's this shape here, not a circle. Okay, it's not a flat circle, but it's a 3D sphere, right? So with this, we're going to try and find our volume. How much can this sphere hold, right? So come down here to sphere, and we're going to write this formula on our paper. Volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Notice that it's to the third power and not the second power. Okay. We also have no height like we did in the other two. Okay, a sphere, like a ball, does not have height. And our fraction is improper. It's 4/3. All right, so volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. All right. So make sure you have that written. All right, so really all we're plugging in is either the radius, if we're given that, or the volume, right? And we are given a diameter here. So remember that the diameter goes the full length. We only want half of that. So half of 16 is 8. Okay, so my volume is going to equal 4/3 times. So I'm going to stop you really quick. We need to make, since this is a fraction, I'm going to make every single one of these numbers a fraction. And we are just do that by putting them over 1. So as I write these, I'm going to write pi, 3.14 over 1, times my radius, 8 cubed. Make sure you put to the third power and not to the second power, over 1. Okay, so all of these are over 1 because you know to multiply fractions, we multiply straight across. So we multiply numerator times numerator times numerator, everything in the top, times everything in the bottom, 3 times 1 times 1. All right, so in your calculators, we're going to put every number in the top. 4 times 3.14 times 8, and if you want to put 8 to the third power, you press this button right there. Right, this is called a caret 3. Okay, and you should get 6,430.72. Do not write this, okay? I'm going to write it so that you know you got the right answer. So 6,430.72. Okay, you don't have to write this all out, okay? But just watch. We've got 3 times 1 times 1, which is 3. And so this reads 6,430 divided by 3. You already have that in your calculator, so you just need to put divided by 3. Okay. And now we're going to write this answer. We're going to write this number. So 2,143.57. But we're going to practice rounding to the 10th power because that's generally what you're rounding to. Okay, so nothing here changes. You know, you're going to have 2,143. Okay, this is either going to be 6 or 5, right? And so remember, 4 and below, let it go. So since that 7 is higher, it says bump up to 6. So that's 0.6. And I'll put my label right here. I've got feet cubed. Remember that volume is always cubed. The measurement's cubed. All right. So let's start on the next one. We've got volume equals, please write this formula, 4/3 times pi times radius cubed, right? So we're either plugging in V for volume or R for radius. And this measurement, this part of the circle, is the radius. They gave us half, so we're using 4, right? We can just erase that and write 4 cubed, right? So remember, I want to put this over 1 and put that over 1. And if you'd like, to make sure you use pi, use 3.14, 3.14, all right? So in your calculators, we're multiplying everything in the numerator, okay? 4 times 3.14 times 4 to the third power, all right? And that's 803.84 Okay. And remember now to the denominator. 3 times 1 times 1 is 3. So it's saying to divide this number by 3. Divide by 3, and we get 267.94. But we're going to round to that tenths spot again. Okay. And that 4 says 4 and below, let it go. So we keep it at 9. Right, so we have 267 and 9/10, and that's centimeters cubed. Okay, if you want to practice really quick, just taking 4 to the 3rd power, 4 cubed, in your calculator, that's going to be 4, this button right there, and then 3. So 4 caret 3, and you should get 64. Right? Okay. Last problem. So here we go. They're telling us the radius is 5. I like that they're telling you any point from the center to the outside of the circle is 5. So volume equals 4/3 times pi times my radius cubed, and I know my radius is 5. Right? So I'm going to put those over 1, and I'm going to multiply everything on top. Okay? So 4 times 3.14 times 5 to the 3rd power. So that's 1,570. Right? And then 3 times 1 times 1. I've got to divide that by 3. And we get 523.3 repeating. So let's round to the nearest tenth. Okay, remember 4 and below, let it go. So since this number is below 4, we leave this 3 at 3. So 523 doesn't change, and that 3 stays. And we don't have a measurement, so we're just going to go units cubed. Okay, make sure that this cube does not go on this number. We're not cubing the number, we're cubing the measurement. All right? All right. I'm going to skip down here to number 13. Okay? Actually, you know what? I want you to watch the next video for solving missing dimensions. Okay? So now you should be able to do the most of your homework, and you should also be able to do the spheres in this column of that page. Okay?